What's up, guys? In my last video, I spoke about fragrances that I did want to buy. So I do have a list written down over the fragrances I'm interested in purchasing. These are fragrances I smelled while I was in New Jersey. I smelled them in New Jersey, and when I went to the Yankees game, actually, the Yankees won. I was a Red Sox fan, but I was wearing Yankees gear, and I think I'm converted to a Yankees fan. I had fun in the game. I even started rooting against the Red Sox. If we're going to talk about the Red Sox for a little bit, the Red Sox really don't have anybody good. They have, I forgot who the two guys are, just because I haven't really been watching baseball that much. I used to play baseball. I'm not really the big watching sports kind of guy. I like going to the games, though. I'm trying to remember who it was. I know their leadoff hitter got booed a lot, so I'm assuming that guy's a pretty decent guy. Trevor Story. Trevor Story is good. I remember when he was a rookie. And I actually don't even know how old that is or how long ago that was that he was a rookie. And there was somebody else, but I don't remember who it was. Then there was the first baseman. First baseman's kind of like out of shape. That's like, dude, your profession is to play baseball, and somehow you're just out of shape. He's built like one of those dudes that just has like the gut out but skinny legs. And it's a weird look seeing a professional athlete look that way. I don't know. I would say, well, whatever. He gets paid millions. What am I talking about? But anyways, these are the fragrances I want to do. I do want to end up purchasing at some point. This is on my to-buy list for the upcoming, whatever, probably end of the year, next year. This is the only fragrances I'll probably be sticking to, unless there's something that comes along, like I smell something interesting that I must have and add it to this list, but it skips a few. So for Guerlain, I did wear Vetiver Fought, but I only sprayed it on skin, and I also had a Cherry Oud I have a question mark next to just because I'm not too sure. That one I need to put on skin and then kind of let it see what happens. So probably one of these days when I'm back in the Bronx, I'll probably be doing that. Herbs Jubilantes is a must-have for me. There was some people saying that it smells like original vetiver, which after spraying it on skin, I do see that resemblance. But it's different enough for me to not think I own. Like, yes, they are redundant, but I like that DNA enough to own another version of it. I've seen that performance is apparently really bad on it. I really don't care. Sure, it's a more expensive fragrance, but I'll probably get it from a friend that normally has a bunch of Guerlain fragrances, and I'll give them a fair price that'll make them consider selling it. I'm not sure if it gets them like cheap or something, but whatever. But yeah, Herbs Jubilantes for sure is a must-buy for me. But I will probably be waiting for next year when it starts getting warmer. I live in Buffalo, so that's definitely not going to be until like May, late May, if that, maybe June. So yeah, that's all I want from Guerlain. From Roja, so Roja, maybe you guys know that I'm kind of a Roja hater. But I was hating a little bit, not too crazy, but I am converted as like I'm changing, guys. I'm changing. I was a Red Sox fan. Now I feel like I should be a Yankees fan. I live in New York. I went to the game. It was fun. The camaraderie was fun. Next, I think I have to go to Boston and go to a Boston Red Sox game in Red Sox gear, and then we'll decide from there. But as of right now, I think I'm rooting for the Yankees as of right now in the World Series. Anyways, I'm changing. Roja, I actually like a few. I did like a few. So Apex O Intense, that's definitely a must-have for me. They did a really good job on it. Apex O Intense, they did a really good job on it. The freshness, some would probably call it a little basic. I don't sure, but I would say it's an easy wear, not really a basic smell. That's how I would describe it. Goodman's Bergdorf. So this is Goodman's Parfum, I believe it is. That one is those are the two top must-buy for me. So I smelled that one, I believe yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday before I went to the Yankees game. I was talking to a lady. Thing is, I was in Bergdorf. I think, yeah, Bergdorf Goodman, and like the lady really didn't know what she was talking about. So I was just like smelling a few things, and she was like, "Oh, smell this one. This one's exclusive." And the only reason I went to that store was to smell their exclusive Roja fragrances. So I was already going with bad intentions. Smelled Goodman's on a test strip, and I was like, it's good. It's interesting. Now, I was expecting something classy, but I wasn't expecting it to be what it was. So, yeah. So didn't really, just had it on a test trip. And I was like, I just kept on smelling the paper. I'm like, that smells good. Then I forgot which one it was, but I did smell another fragrance that I was like, it's good from Roja. I was like, it's good. And I think it's another exclusive. I didn't really care about it. So, and then I just smelled a few more things. I smelled Apex Parfum again. And I like the Apex Parfum more than Apex Parfum Cologne. I think it's a little bit smoother. So I will probably well, that's actually on my list. I do really like the DNA. It's kind of like Sauvage-esque DNA. Sauvage Luxe-esque DNA. But it's done really smoothly, creamy, barbershop, shave foam, stuff that I really enjoy. But yeah, I walked away. I was like, all right, let me get to this Yankees game. And I had this paper in my hands, and I'm like, I didn't remember which one was which, because I had like 5 or 6 different papers, and I'm like, I have to come back. Like, I started walking out, and then I turned around, I came back a lady. I'm like, what did I just smell? Like I need to smell all of these again, and I need to spray them just because I need to figure out what this one is. So she smelled it. She had no idea what it was. That's my Alexa. She smelled it. She had no idea what it was. And I was like, I think it was Goodman's. So I sprayed Goodman's again. I started smelling it, and I'm like, that's the one. So I sprayed it on the back of my hand yesterday, and I was like, I have to sit in this one, experience it. Went to the Yankees game, kept on. If you see me in the Yankees game yesterday, Boston versus Red Sox, what's it called? Boston versus Red Sox. I'm somewhere behind home plate. You see some dude just doing this the entire time. That was me. All right. So, yeah, I couldn't get my nose off the back of my hand, and it's a must-have for me at this point. Another one again that I smelled it again just to make sure I really enjoyed it. Amber Oud. Amber Oud is actually nice. It does still remind me of something. I didn't put it on skin, but it does still remind me of something that Argos would come out with, but better. I would say it's better just because the way it's done is like not as sweet as Argos does their fragrances. Oud Extraordinaire, again, is another one that I smelled it the first time a few days ago, and I had to get it back on I had to verify. I was like, maybe it was just that day that I really enjoyed it. Got it on a test trip again yesterday, and I was like, I think it's even better than Oud than the first time, and I think it's better than Amber Oud. So it is above Amber Oud on my list. And then the last one is Apex Parfum, but depending on what prices I find on these fragrances, depending on where I'm at. So like I'm not gonna be home for the next month, so I can't really buy anything. I could, but it's like it's gonna be sitting here, not doing much. So it's kind of like I'm on a no buy right now, pretty much, unless I find like a price that's ridiculous for me not to buy the fragrance. But yeah, I am getting Apex 0 Intense. I do have a friend in Canada that might get me a bottle of Apex 0 Intense for pretty cheap. But I saw that on Olfactory Factory. They did have it in stock before. I think it was for $150. So for that price, it's a no-brainer. I will get my hands on it for that price. But yeah. And then let's go down to Amouage. For Amouage fragrances, Purpose 50, I think is a must-have for me. I did smell it. Again, I think it is worth it for me. Lyric Man, I do want to get that one back in my collection. I should have never sold it. I don't remember why I sold it. I was probably during those itches that I just want to sell everything in my collection. Rose Incense in the library collection. That one's also another must-have for me, but I think these are more for springtime. So Purpose 50, I could probably buy around this time of the year, but obviously, again, no buy because I'm not going to be at home. Then we got Lyric Man and Rose Incense. That could probably be more for springtime. Honor Man and Portrayal Man, I did not smell again. I remember liking them. So I will be going, maybe if I find it I know Honor Man doesn't get too much love, and I know 50 mLs would go around sometimes for like $100. If I do find one, I probably would just buy that. And then Portrayal Man, it's one that's not really on discounters. So that one, I'll wait around. If I see a good price on it, that's like, I can't say no to it, then I'll go ahead and purchase it. But from right now, I can't really find it on discounters. I'm not sure if it's I don't think it's a recent release either. So from Chanel, it's still Coromandel. Coromandel is a fragrance that I've wanted for a while. It seems like I probably won't be pulling the trigger. Out of all the fragrances that I could potentially buy retail, this is going to be the only one I will probably be buying retail is Coromandel, just because obviously you're in a Chanel store, you can only buy it there, unless you order it from the Chanel website. So that's probably going to be my only retail purchase is going to be Coromandel. And then for Xerjoff fragrances, Torino 21. Torino 21 I did smell on a test strip a while ago, but it's the last one on the list because I could probably live without it. It's another spring summer scent, and it's just all the way down on the bottom of the list because I remember smelling it on the test strip. I can't really remember what it smells like now, but I remember smelling it on the test strip and thinking this is the one I was looking for, not Torino 22. If you guys saw my Torino 22 video, I thought Torino 22 was the fragrance I smelled that smelled really good. It was actually Torino 21 smelling it now after like a year or two. So I definitely have to, I'll get that at some point, but I see that the Torino 21 hype is dying down a bit. That fragrance is getting a little bit cheaper. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Please leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what fragrances you have on your buy list. I do always create like a buy list to kind of get things in order, know exactly what I want to get, and then kind of just filter out what I really want compared to what I just liked. And I just kind of put them in order by brand, and I put them in order by like what I really want, what I don't want. So, or what I really want and I must have, and like what I could wait on and I don't mind buying in like a few months. And like realistically, if you do this in like a few months, you'll look at the list again and you'll be like, I don't really care, and you delete another one. So it kind of helps you manage that addiction. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Let me know what fragrances you're going to buy soon or you are interested in buying. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.